For our final project in JavaScript, we're going to use Ajax. But I want you to use Ajax in a way that demonstrates everything that you've learned this semester. I want you to write some good JavaScript from scratch. You can use Rapid API. Use whatever API that you want to use. Find an API that uses some images, that will return some images. So the one I demonstrated in the previous videos, programming memes, that's a fine one if you want to use that. I would prefer you use something different. But I want you to take what you've learned about Ajax, write a program that will go retrieve some images from one of these APIs, and you pick the API. Try not to use one that's inappropriate, but pick the API, any API you want that will return some images that are appropriate. And there are some that are inappropriate, so be careful of that. But I don't just want you to do what I did in the demo videos. I want you to combine that with a jQuery plugin of some kind. A carousel. A carousel in particular is what I want you to do. I don't care which carousel you use, but I want you to take your images, preload your images. We saw enough applications that preload images. Take those preloaded images, stick them in a carousel of some kind, and use the carousel to let the user forward through the images or go reverse through the images and look at your images. Maybe they can click on it and pop it up in another box. It's going to be up to you, but the whole goal of this is to write a good application using JavaScript that demonstrates the skills you've learned, writing good code, modularizing your code into functions, make use of all the different techniques that we've learned through this semester, and try to impress me. Again, the only two requirements is you use some kind of carousel and that you load some images from some kind, using Ajax, from some kind of API that's out there on the web. Just make sure it's a free API. And that's it. It's going to take you some time to do this and do it properly. Format your website, use some colors, make a nice theme that goes along with whatever you're doing. If you're doing space images, maybe it has a nice spacey theme around it. But take some time to create a nice website that uses, at minimum, a carousel, and it uses Ajax to get the pictures for the carousel. Maybe it's a site where I can type in cars and it will preload some cars from one of these APIs and let me browse through cars. I'm going to leave it up to you, but it needs to be substantial. It needs to be well-written code without bugs, demonstrating all the different things that you've learned this semester.